Alright, here at No Reserve we have this beautiful black on black 90,000 original mile 1990 Mercedes 420 SEL. It's the long wheelbase. This thing's just incredible. Drives and rides amazing. It's got massive feet room in the back. All original paint. No paint work's ever been done to this. No accidents. It's got a clean Washington title. Originally it was purchased in California and then made its way up here to the Northwest. That's with its owner, so it's always been on the West Coast. Rust-free car. Really, besides the stereo being replaced, it's all original. It's got good Bridgestone tires. So we'll go around this. It is black. It's my favorite and least favorite color because it does show all the imperfections and dust particles and stuff. But as I walk around this, the paint is just smooth and deep. I mean, you'll see all the reflection. You can see the tree in the background here. You'll be able to see pictures of, me throughout. It is just a really no orange peel, of course, factory Mercedes paint. I mean, they have some of the best paints, especially in the 80s and 90s. I mean, so we'll go around the front. It's got the, the graphite gray on the bottom, which is nice because, you're not going to notice the stone chips. But, oh, the sun's peeking out here a little bit, but we'll go ahead and get through here. But you'll see it's no cracks. You do have some of the little kind of aging in it, but no condensation or cracks. All the tail lights and the corner lights are still glossy and smooth. They're all the Bosch original pieces. You're not gonna have any aftermarket stuff on this. The gray coves are still in nice shape. There's no chips or anything like that. You're not missing anything with the tow hook. This is how you access. Each corner of the back and front bumper have a little scuff, just like a little guy like this. You can see it's got a nice gap between the grill and bumper. You got stone chips under the headlights of each one. But you got a little bump. These ones were touched up. Got a little chip right here. Paint looks really nice on the hood. I mean, you will find little chips. A lot of these are just like dust particles. It's just almost impossible. All glass is original. Has the Mercedes logo. Kind of tough to show with the camera, but there you go. There's no cracks or chips in the front windshield or any of the glass. All the rubber sweeps are in really nice condition. The sun's coming out and making it a little difficult to see some of the stuff, but I'll go nice and slow, and then there's tons of pictures that show all this stuff. Sunroof opens with no issues, no leaks. It's not, you get a sunroof with some issues, it'll sit not level. Just really nice paint throughout. You got your kind of typical, entry wear from like fingernails and keys. There's a little, you probably could get this to buff out if you wanted to go crazy, but there's really faint. Looks like maybe they just rubbed up against something. I don't think it was anything hard. It could have been just a bag coming in. You have your little stone chips. Really difficult to see. Little entry wear in the gray there. Any stone chips down here, which is the blessing of the gray, but you do have some, down there. Not a lot of entry wear on the back doors or the passenger sides, so I don't think this thing had a lot of seat time in the back, which is weird because it's a 420. The original chrome wheels are faded a little bit. It's probably from some of the time it's spent in California, but there's lots of outfits that refinish this. I was going to paint the coves in here, but the chrome is a little fading. But a lot of times I'll paint them black in here or silver, and it really looks sharp. Take you around here. See the front. Take you around the back, and you can see all the different. There is a little bit of kind of like a little strange chipping right here, like maybe I had like tree sap or bird, droppings on it, and it etched the paint a little bit. But you can see the tail lights are really nice. Again, you got the little mark in the back bumper. Emblems are really nice. There's no, it doesn't look like, you do have the little chips, it's a 30-plus-year-old black paint, so you will have little chips that just happen from, rocks coming over or whatever, driving down the highway. But nobody put any bag on there and pulled it off and created some scratches. There's a little chip and touch up right in that area. And you got a little area here too. I'm not sure if I showed the other side. But same kind of thing. I think this is actually on top of the paint, so you could probably get that off. Come around here to the passenger side, pop open the gas door, original gas cap. Really clean in there. Throughout the whole car, you're not going to find any tape markings or overspray. If this thing has had body work, you'd see tape line in there or black paint blown in, along with the door jambs. Back to chrome wheels. I mean, you can see the reflection is just amazing. I mean, I'm not super close, but I'm probably like 2.5, 3 feet away. And I mean, you can see my reflection is just amazing in this paint. I mean, I wish the paint in my Dodge was this nice, but just unbelievable. Yeah, this side shows a really good reflection because of the flowers and stuff behind it, and it doesn't have the sun directly on it, but you'll see in all the pictures. Oh yeah, can't forget this. There's a little scuff right here. Looks like they kind of rubbed up against something, and it's kind of hard to tell when you're walking around it at first, but it does have some scratches right here. Looks like maybe typical, garage, entry or something, and it kind of, it's all round, and then it's still supposed to be round here a little bit, but it's just a little flat right here, so keep that in mind, but it's pretty tough to see. All the rubbers are looking nice. Of all the times, I wish the sun would kind of go behind a cloud. Usually here in Washington, if the sun comes out, it's great, but it also makes for a difficult time to take pictures because you kind of want that perfect overcast. So luckily we got all the photos done, but I think it's going to peek behind some clouds here sometime soon. Again, all the wipers have been replaced. Well, the wiper, it's just got one, it's got the two guys in there. They kind of stack on top of each other. Mercedes does the most interesting wipers. Sometimes it's one giant one like the SLs, and then these stack on top of each other, and they look really cool. I had my son in here while we were driving this thing, and he couldn't stop laughing about how the windshield wipers look. It's pretty wicked. And one thing he did think was pretty crazy was these little guys. Oddly enough, these little guys are more expensive than the big ones. The refills. They got a little bit wear down here, but it's really clean underneath. It's really clean under the hood. It's all natural, preserved state. How it's been cared for. It's not steam cleaned or Armor All sprayed all over the place. So I'll take you under the hood. Maybe the sun will go around the clouds, but you can see it's really nice and clean under here. Obviously you will have some dirt. It's 30 years old. No damage, no bolts have ever been messed with. AC's been done, 134A, blows nice and cold. Really no issues in this thing. Battery's pretty new. It's in 17. Everything's there. All the grommets. Really nice car. I always love these cars. There's just nothing that really rides like a long wheelbase Mercedes. It's a totally different ride than a lot of other luxury cars. So I'll take you in here, try to hide from the sun a little bit. Really nice paint. I mean, this is what's cool about low miles. All the hinges you'll see are just beautiful. All the lights are really nice. So sorry if you're getting a little bit of reflection, but hopefully you guys can check out all the photos. There's probably close to 300 photos. Door jam's really nice. Rocker entry. Got your VIN number. It's got the Mercedes floor mats, but it's just mint underneath. Almost no wear on the pads. There is some wear on the steering wheel though. Probably from some of the California weather. If the original owner would have, it feels like they treated the leather. We've treated the leather, but it is a little bit dry and worn in this area. If they would have, where you kind of have your old leather jacket type cracks on the driver's side, if they would have probably treated it, a couple times a year, probably wouldn't look this way. There's a couple little darkening areas on the sunroof headliner only from it sliding back and forth. And I'll show that operation along, all the windows operation, the running and driving video. But try to separate them a little bit so we don't, bore you guys. And some people like to just focus on mechanical videos, and some people like to walk around, so it's kind of nice to have the videos separated. No headliner sag or anything. It does have a little, looks like maybe, somebody lifted something up out and hit the headliner. got the first aid kit. You know, original manuals. It's got some of its original brochures. Back seats are just amazing condition. You know, all the wood trim throughout is just spectacular. There is a couple areas in the console I'll show you that are, you know, never been smoked in. All the lighters throughout this thing, never been used. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe we'll pull out here in the sun. It's like I'm too close or something. There we go. And so, you know, obviously underneath the mats, it's so cool to see the original mats here. I mean, after all these years, for some reason, I don't know why I love original floor mats, because it just shows kind of the preservation of the car. It's just little stuff like that just doesn't usually last with a vehicle. You know, original glass and original floor mats and all the little extras too. I'm in love with all that stuff. It's stuff that I just love to find with a vehicle, because it just shows that the person just really didn't just buy a vehicle. You know, they bought a partner in their life and they loved it and took care of it. Just mad. You know, neither one of these are loose. They're nice and tight. Again, all the trim is just mint. You know, latch looks killer. I mean, door panels, there's just no marks in the leather. Passenger seat looks really good. I mean, it just, you know, I'm not sure how many passengers were really in this thing by the way the entry is, but you know, little marks here and stuff. You know, right here, there's a little bit of a stress crack in the wood, and then there's a little, let me see, hopefully you can see in the pictures, a little chip missing there, but it's got aftermarket CD player, CD changer, no cracks in the dash. You know, both headliners pop down and hold their position, lights work. I had the dome light turned off, just so it doesn't wear the battery down while I'm doing the video, but it works good. So alright, we're running this at no reserve. It's just a really hard to find car. You know, West Coast, 90,000 original mile, 420 Mercedes. So it's good luck, black on black. It's just going to be a spectacular car for somebody. So good luck, everyone.